First Peter chapter 2. Y'all been enjoying this series? It's been good? You awake? Awesome. The cool thing about this series for me has been knowing that we've not only been studying it on the weekend, but we've all been going through it together throughout the week. And if you're just now jumping in, basically we are setting aside 8 weeks to be formed spiritually by the same passage of scripture as each other. So we're taking different texts on the weekend, but then in addition to that, we put together a really cool journal you can get for free at freshlife.church/1peter that'll allow you to study it every single day throughout the week. And it's been really, really remarkable. But if you are just jumping in now, it's a good place to jump in. So 1 Peter chapter 2, and I'm going to read to you verses 1 through 5 and then verses 9 through 12. It says, "Therefore, laying aside all malice, all deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and all evil speaking, as newborn babes desire the pure milk of the word, that you may grow thereby, if indeed you have tasted that the Lord is gracious. Coming to him as to a living stone, rejected indeed by men, but chosen by God and precious. You also, as living stones, are being built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ." Then jumping down to verse 9, "But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, his own special people, that you may proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, who once were not a people, but are now the people of God, who had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Beloved, I beg you, as sojourners and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul, having your conduct honorable among the Gentiles, that when they speak against you as evildoers, they may, by your good works, which they observe, glorify God in the day of visitation." I want to preach to you from these verses a message that I'm calling Home Away from Home. Home Away from Home. I'll never forget when I was in Bible college, there was a few occasions where maybe students whose parents didn't live super far away would invite me over for dinner. And they could hardly say the sentence, "Would you like to?" And it's like, "Yes, what time should I be there?" Right? And if I knew then what I know now, I would have then said, "Is there anything I could bring?" And when they invariably said, "No, we've got it," I would have brought something anyway. That's called manners, right? Listen up, young people. No one ever taught me that. And this is the thing my wife is so good at. Like, just always knowing to bring something. It's just always show up with something in your hand. It's just, and don't show up early. These are the other rules, right? And don't stay too long, right? Leave them wanting more. You're like, "But I have such a winning personality." You especially need to leave them wanting more. I think like 5 to 7 minutes late is kind of the sweet spot to show up, right? Because I know on the hosting side of things what a tornado of activity it is to get ready for them to come over, so that when they show up, you can appear like, "Oh, I've just been lying here eating chips and guacamole for hours. What took you so long?" As you're like trying to catch your breath from shoving toys into crevices in your home. You know what I'm saying? And you're sort of like the last 15 minutes, like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And then finally, at that time, when they don't show up, it's like this huge gift. You're like, "Okay, we have 5 extra minutes. What else could we do?" Because we were just in triage for the last hour, you know? And now I could actually do a couple things. So that's a little gift, right? God bless you. Here's 5 extra minutes, right? But that person who shows up 20 minutes early, like, "What are we going to eat?" You're like, "I'm going to eat you," right? And is there anything I can do to help? Yeah, you could leave and circle the block a little bit. That'd be great, right? And so anyhow, I'd show up for dinner, and it always felt so nice to not be eating college food, right? So I remember my Bible college, the only thing barely edible was the salad bar. And that was debatably fresh, right? And I'm like, "I'll have a crouton tonight. Thank you very much," right? That was tough. And I'd eat sometimes maybe a little bit of cottage cheese. I mean, it was just like, "Yeah, I don't even know. This looks like it could kill me." And Then I bought a hot plate. I bought a little burner hot plate in my room, and I would make ramen noodles, right? Dinner for one, yay me. And then I got so sick of ramen noodles that anybody been there? I started eating them dry. I would just put the seasoning in the packet. Anybody ever been there? It's like, this is going to be better than cooked ramen noodles. Like, thank you, Maru-chan, right? You see what I'm saying? And so the home-cooked meal, I'm not in my dorm. I'm not in a room surrounded by male bodies, right? And just smelly and just, oh my gosh. And I had one roommate who I'm pretty convinced didn't shower the whole. Whole semester, right? And his name was Gilbert. And anyhow, it's just, God bless him wherever he is in the world, right? Gilberto, that's what I called him. I called him Gilberto, and I was like, my nickname for him was B.O. Gilberto, right? And just a smelly affair. So being in a home for me, it wasn't my home, but it was a home away from home. And I remember one time they had little kids. I don't really even like little kids. Daisy, I love you. Just like normal little kids. As far as like my upbringing, I never really liked little kids. And yet it was like I was playing with little kids. I'm like the fun uncle, you know what I mean? I was just so excited to be in a home situation. It's kind of like camping. Camping, it's not your home. But it's funny to make a little home in the woods, right? And the camping thing is just a funny thing. I heard one comedian say, we work hard, 47 weekends, 48. weekends, 49 weekends a year, so we can take a week or two and go pretend like we're homeless. That's what we do when we're it's my miniature house. It's my miniature area where I hang out in, and we go camping. You know, we went this week, if that's what you want to call it. We take so many things now that I feel like I'm like this far away from having to rent a U-Haul to go camping. And but it's fun because you have moments like this. I brought a little clip.